Yo, shout out to Sir Bravian for such a magnificent song. So, kick it off, bruv. The whole slate is coming. Let's get it.
Divers 2 hit like a thunder roll. Shook the PlayStation faithful right down to their soul. They thought exclusives were a fortress wall, but now those walls, they start to fall. Final Fantasy Remake, Death Stranding 2, showing up on Xbox. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Come on in, guys.
Petitions in hand.
Let's talk about it.
Real gamers just understand. Whole slate's coming. Hear the thunder roll.
You can't stop it.
Whole slate's coming. Crashing through your soul. Whole slate's coming. No escaping fate. Whole slate's coming. Through the Game Pass gate.
The whole slate's coming.
Fanboys crying, shouting in vain. You lost your grip and losing your game. Could've spoke with your wallet, but you stood still. Now Xbox to experience the whole damn thrill. Whole slate's coming. Joel and Ellie too. Whole slate's coming. Intergalactic coming through. Whole slate's coming. Watch Killzone ignite. Whole slate's coming. I feel like resistance tonight.
The whole slate, Yata.
Where is factions? Where is factions? Where is
He's gone.
factions?
He's already.
She gone, man.
Last of Us taking a brand new ride. Shadow of the Colossus standing by Xbox's side. Uncharted treasures ready to show. Sackboy packing up and he's ready to go. Bloodborne shadows creeping slow. Ratchet and Clank putting on a show. Could've stopped this if you bought the game, but you just whined and now it's all the same. Whole slate's coming. Hear the thunder roll. Whole slate's coming. Crashing through your soul. Whole slate's coming. No escaping fate. Whole slate's coming. Through the Game Pass gate. Whole slate's coming.
Yeah, buddy. How are you guys going? How are you guys feeling? It's been a while since I've done a podcast. About a week. Yes, how you guys feeling? If it is you notice, I would have changed my icon. I don't know if you guys like the new logo for the Island Gaming channel, but you see, I'm trying something new. But how are you guys going? It's been a while. Let me just say shout out to those in the chat. Shout out to Yataza. Shout out to Island Gale ACD. Shout out to everyone who is watching and listening right now. We have a lot to talk about. This week was a week that all these ponies were crying. Hey, Silver Fox, shout out to you, man. All these ponies were crying. You know who I'm talking about.
You.
Yeah. You ponies were crying this week. I mean, I mean, even Charlie Murphy was laughing at you guys. This week was a hell of a week, Charlie. But we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. So let me just say shout out to everyone in the chat. I really hope you guys are doing well. I really hope your family is well. But we have to talk about this PlayStation news. But before we talk about the PlayStation news, we have some news that we have to catch up on. Let me just say shout out to CBH for God 76. What up, man? What up, CBH? Shout out to you, man. So this week, something very interesting happened. A game that, I mean, I didn't have no eyes on this game, but it appears that it showed well. This game is doing so good, and it's a positive for Microsoft because they are able to see these games and support it from the early stages. Look at this game here, guys. This is Mixtape, right? And Mixtape is on Game Pass Day 1. Now, this is not my particular style of game, but all the good reception it's getting, I might have to try it out. So look how many tens. A lot of video game sites are giving it 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. What is so interesting about this game? But guess what? Just like Expedition 33, this game is doing well. I mean, look at it. Coming today on Xbox Game Pass, Ultimate as a day 1 release. This is crazy. Thanks to that Silver Fox, some trophy. I mean, we all winners here, man. We are all winners here, Silver Fox. But Mixtape is 94 on Open Critic. Who would have believed that Microsoft would have backed a game from day 1 and that game is getting 94? Great news for Game Pass subscribers. Great news for this indie dev. But let's look and see a little review of this game. Let's see a little review of this game, and let's see what is everyone hyped about this game for, because it's interesting me. Why is this game so popular? Let's see what this person says about this game. Right? Look at this here. Very, very interesting. Look at this here. Mixtape. Listen.
So I recently played the new hot game Mixtape because I saw a lot of discourse about it, mainly about how it was a 10 out of 10 experience, and every single game reviewer was giving it a 9 or a 10. Now, you guys have probably already seen the clips where people just sit there and put their controller down. And
some persons are saying that this is not really a technical game. It's basically just a point and click or what have you. It even have some guys just dropping the controller and the game is playing itself. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, the reviewers love the game. Let's listen.
Don't even try to engage with the game, but I wasn't trying to do that. I wanted to enjoy this game, giving it a fair, honest shot. And to the game's credit, there are some moments that I would deem great. This game is visually stunning. I love what they did with the art style and the low frame rate of the characters. There were some parts here that left me floored with how exciting and beautiful.
Ayo! Shout out to Ayo Trill. Shout out to you, man.
Everything was. But that's the thing. Most of the
That's not, is Ayo a pony? Ayo, this is the wrong parts you're backing up on, man.
game is not like this. The rest of the game is you standing around in a room clicking on things like you're playing fucking Myst. Then when you click on the yellow paint glowing thing, you get a minute-long diatribe about what music this girl likes. Or talk.
No, I didn't watch this video before I played it. I was hoping that this... Let's see.
About how epic Bacon her friends are. And then you play a Family Guy style cutaway gag where you do a bunch of bullshit and nothing happens. There's this one mini game where you just fill up a slushy cup and then
you know what I think is going on, guys? I think that, you know, the reason why this game is getting so high is because a lot of the gamers today, a lot of the reviewers, sorry, they like easy games, they like easygoing games. And I guess this is it. But again, it's on Game Pass. Let's see.
And you just put in one flavor and they're still like, oh, this is my super custom super dish. It's Coca-Cola. Oh my god. I really wanted to like this game, don't get me wrong. But I kind of lost interest when I realized every character is written like a caricature.
Imagine being swallowed by a Brontosaurus. You'd be like, whoa, what?
So obvious this game is not for everyone, but if it is you like the style where it is, it's more like an easygoing game. You don't have to worry about, button press combinations and so forth, different hitbox and so forth. This looks like it's a nice easygoing game, but I mean, this game is doing well on Game Pass. But let me hear if you guys are playing Mixtape. Are you guys playing Mixtape? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. How is it? What rating would you give this game? If it is you are in the style of this game. So if it is you don't play this style, I expect you would grade this game very low. But if it is you like this style of game, and how much you would give this game? Would you give it a 10? Would you give it a 8? What would you give this game? But so far, Mixtape is happening. So let's move on from Mixtape. It's on Game Pass day one. If this style interests you, go and download it and play it. Let's move on to some big news that came out this week. You see, this week we would have seen, was it this week or last week? This week we would have seen a number of different discussion around GTA 6. GTA 6 was on the mind of everyone last week. Was it last week or this week? Sometime this week. And everyone was saying that, GTA 6 is imminent. It's about to release. And it just so happened that Sony has the marketing rights. Now, these ponies were, they were in their glee because they got the marketing rights to Rockstar. Now, I have a different take on it. Hear what it says. PlayStation seemingly launched GTA 6 PlayStation 5 marketing deal. Let me just say shout out to Mitulion, Silver Fox. Hey, yo, don't come here with your foolishness, man. You're going to get sniped. Hey, Professor Strong, shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. So hear what it says. Sony seems to have secured a marketing deal for GTA 6 if a new Bloomberg article for journalist Jason Schreier is to be believed. In an interview with Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, the executive is quizzed on the decision to internally launch GTA 6 on just PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, assumably leaving the PC version for later. According to Schreier, Zelnick said the window of console exclusivity was not related to the company's marketing deal with PlayStation maker Sony Group Incorporated. So they are saying it is not related to any marketing deal, right? However, based on what we have been seeing in the trailers, we can make an educated guess that just like GTA 5 and the other GTA behind it, GTA is going to have some sort of deal with Sony, right? We could make that educated guess. Hey, Rain 48, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Rain. Thanks for sliding through, man. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to support your boy. Show something in the chat. So far, there is no verbatim confirmation that Zelnick is saying that, guess what? They have the marketing deal for GTA 6. However, because of the trailers we have been seeing so far, we would have seen some PlayStation, merchandise in that. We can make that guess. But tell me why. Here is the question. If it is Sony is such just unstoppable force, if it is these persons are saying that the reason why persons buy a PlayStation is because for their first party game, why is Sony as a company and all their fanboys, why are they so, happy to get GTA 6 as a marketing deal? I thought it's the first party games that sell the consoles. These guys are very dependent on GTA 6. And you'll see why as we go on later down in the show. You'll see why they are dependent on it. It says marketing partnership and something that are traditionally announced by a company. You usually see them happen in the flesh as trailers promote a specific console at the end. However, given the importance of GTA 6 release to the games industry as a whole, chatter surrounding this marketing plan has been far more prominent than any other game. Yep, shout out to None Your Business. None Your Business, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, None Your Business. Shout out to PlayStation 5 blows, yeah? PlayStation 5 blows on that DualSense controller. Force, hey, yo, Force One, shout out to you and the family, man. So yeah, so we had these ponies making fun of PC guys, making fun of Xbox guys because they got the marketing deal for GTA 6. I know GTA 6 will be one of the biggest releases this year if it don't get delayed again. So I know the importance of GTA 6. Now, if it is, Sony does get a marketing deal for GTA 6. This is a big win for Sony for their platform, right? Because having GTA 6 under your belt is huge. That goes without saying, right? However, I am not seeing Sony putting the same emphasis on their first-party games. Wolverine, Soros. What happens to Soros? Soros was released, and for some reason, I am not hearing.
You get nothing. You lose.
I'm not hearing nothing about Soros. What happened to Soros? I thought Soros was a AAA banger. Where is all the Soros hype, ponies? You guys are still down here waiting for GTA 6 so that you guys could sell more consoles. Come on, man. Come on. This is pathetic. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Sony have the marketing deal for GTA 6? Let me know. Let me know in the comment sections below because we have to dissect this. We have to dissect this. Yeah? So that was some big news this week. So let's move on to even some bigger news that happened this week. I mean, this week, that news was like a bomb. It was like a bomb, right? Everyone was talking about this news. And this news really shocked me because these ponies was telling me that here what? They buy everything and they continue to buy up until now. These ponies said they were paying for everything.
Thank you.
You're making us pay for water, you son of a...
This ponies making you guys pay.
You're making us pay for grapes,
Yes,
apples,
correct.
things that God gave us for free. Ha! You will burn in hell when I'm through with you. You will not be allowed in my father's house.
My father's house
At all.
At all. So yes, so this week, Sony had some big trouble this week. Some big trouble, some big news drop. I mean, when I saw this news, I started to do this.
Cover all 9,000 taste bud.
Yeah.
Aerate it.
Come on.
Warm it up.
Aerate it.
Driving up
I mean, this news.
that
yeah,
top note. That cream. Pure vanilla.
Yeah. Pure
Sweeteners.
vanilla. Sweeteners.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. When I saw that news, I was like, this is a 10. Because there is no way these ponies could run from this news this week. Right? Because it's reported that the studio that Sony bought is costing them. Yes. All I have to say to these ponies is...
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Got you, man. Got you. Because you guys said that Microsoft couldn't manage the studios that they have. So obviously, in other words, you're saying Sony can manage the studios that they have. Sony bought Bungie more than 2 years ago. And what did Sony do to improve Bungie? What did Sony do to propel Bungie to even better greatness or to bigger greatness, bigger things? Nothing. They signed a foolish deal paying over $3 billion and they didn't have any kind of say in the Bungie, right? After Bungie flopped multiple times, there was a clause in the agreement that, guess what? They are going to take over the operations of Bungie. And right now, Sony is looking weak and incompetent. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's listen and see what happened this week here with Sony. This is a reaction to it. Let's listen.
You freaking idiots! You freaking idiot! Title of this art.
Listen.
I'm not gonna lie. After just seeing the
hey, Derizy, shout out to you, man. Shout out.
I started laughing. I definitely started laughing because.
By the way, guys, he says he's a pony. He says that he's not like the rest of ponies. Let's listen to him. He's very funny.
What else can you really say? Like, this is, I literally thought this was a bad move from the very beginning, but I remember suckers was.
I remember some PlayStation dudes saying that Sony acquiring Bungie, it would have been more profitable than Microsoft acquiring Activision. Are you hearing what I'm saying? They said, was it Jim Ryan who said that? That the acquisition of this one Bungie, right, is more important or better than Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm telling you, this is what they said. This is what these ponies said, right? Let's listen and see.
Saying to me like, bro, what?
This is a pony. This is a Sony fan, guys, and let's see how he reacts hearing that Bungie was the worst decision Sony ever made.
What you mean? But
shout out to you, Vince. Shout out to you, man.
Bro, what you mean? Bungie still one of the top devs. Like, they still got mad cachet behind their name. Like, Destiny is still a huge franchise. Fast forward a few years later and many L's later from Camp PlayStation, Sony revealed today that it has recorded a $765 million impairment costs against Bungie.
Wow. Shout out to Adidas 20 who says, to hell with these ponies, man. Shout out to you, Adidas 20. Shout out to you, man. Salute. So think about this. Sony made a deal buying Bungie at a price that is absurd. I did not hear anyone in the gaming industry say that the price Sony paid for Bungie was a good price. They got Bungie. I remember when Sony bought Insomniac, everyone said Sony got Insomniac at one of the best price ever. I remember that. Right? But the mere fact Sony paid almost 5 times the price they paid for Insomniac. This is wild for Bungie. We're not talking about the Bungie in the Halo era. We are talking about present day Bungie. They spent $3.6 billion. This is why Jim Ryan was fired. This is why Jim Ryan couldn't stay at Sony. $700 million lost because of Bungie.
Y'all smoking crack. Something is wrong with you people.
The $3.6 billion Bungie deal that I think they did back in what year was that? July 2022. The $3.6 billion Bungie deal hasn't worked out well for Sony, especially as it was supposed to bolster what has become a disastrous live service push for PlayStation.
Where are these ponies now? Where are the ponies who were on Twitter celebrating the acquisition of Bungie, saying that this is the best deal Sony ever made? Where are these guys now? Ayo Trill, what are your thoughts on that, you pony? Why is there no criticism about this? Get out of here, Ayo Trill.
Well, G. You freaking idiots! Well, G freaking Willikers, Sony. I wonder why. A deal that Stevie Wonder could have seen made no sense whatsoever. You talking about modern day Bungie. I know at that time in 2022, when they acquired Bungie, Destiny 2 was still, somewhat relevant. And not to say that today that Destiny has no population, it does. I am very well aware that
you see, some persons still hold Bungie to that high standard. They still think that the entire Bungie team is still working. Persons have to realize that a lot of that Bungie team is no longer in existence. Some persons left for other studios, some persons stayed. But the Bungie that you are seeing today is not the same Bungie. You guys have to understand that.
Destiny still has a hardcore fan base behind it. But we talking about today's Bungie, not back in the day the way they had Prom Halo. We ain't talking about, there's a lot of devs out there. I mean, we could name Bungie. We could name Naughty Dog. We can name Rocksteady. I mean, there's a lot of.
Sony got absolutely robbed without a gun for the price that they paid for Bungie. That's no one could debate that. Shout out to D Rizzy with that $2 super chat. He's saying that PS tried to feed ponies rotten apples. PS tried to feed these ponies rotten apples in their stables. Yes. Right? So these guys were eating rotten apples and they were paying for it.
Thank you. You're making us pay for water, you son of a... You're making us pay for grapes?
Yes, and apples.
Apples? Things that God gave us for free?
Not you. You have to pay for it.
You will burn in hell when I'm through with you. You will not be allowed in my Father's house at all.
Now, to be honest, if it is your real, this is an L. This is an L. There's no way to spin it, guys.
Devs today that are living off of the greatness of their past. But today, the whole damn staff is not the same. The talent is not the same. A bunch of these suckers done left. But for some reason, we still hold them to the same standards. So Bungie, when they acquired Bungie for
No, guys, do you think Bungie was a plant? Because I was hearing rumors that Bungie is the one who approved Concord. Bungie was the one who approved Concord.
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
What? I mean, we have to ask the question, was Bungie a plant? Because I can't see you acquiring a studio. They are not even a publisher. You acquiring a studio for this amount of money. They approved Concord. They killed the games that everyone was looking for, that the dev himself said he was already 4 years in deep. You know what game that was?
Where is Factions?
Everyone was waiting for factions. They killed factions.
You told us to wait. We waited, and you're still not
I
here.
feel your pain.
Neil Druckmann.
Neil
Where
Druckmann.
are you?
He's out of there. Neil didn't want to hear anything about factions. Hey, shout out to Dear Reezy again with that $2 super chat. Dear Reezy says, what Dear Reezy says? He says, PS also tried turning a 2H03 into a house. That is what they tried. But now they are getting beaten the butt. Literally for it. I mean, I don't know how Sony could recover because Concord wasn't already 400 million lost. Right? I'm hearing that Marathon, they spent over 250 million for Marathon. Now this, if one is to add up Concord 400 million, then they add on Marathon 250 million, then the 700 million, that's over B.
0.6 billion.
That's over a B. Sony lost just in this generation because of one acquisition, Bungie.
Dollars. I even remember.
I think Bungie's a plant. I think Microsoft, that was one of Phil Spencer's last move before he go. He said, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. Phil Spencer was like, you know what? You know what, guys? It's let me play the nice guy. Let me play the nice guy. Yeah? And guess what? We will be beating them from within. Take it. Take it. Take it. Don't run. Why are you running? Don't run, Sony. Bungie is beating Sony from within.
At that time saying, like, are you kidding me, Bungie? These was the same suckers that held the influence on factions too getting canceled.
Yes.
They went to Bungie and said, hey, Bungie,
Yes.
what do you guys think about this? And then these suckers had the unmitigated gall.
But you know what happened there? Jim Ryan deserved to get fired for acquiring Bungie during the live service push, knowing fully well Sony was not ready for this. Jim Ryan deserved to get fired for that. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, throw something in this chat. Right? Jim Ryan deserved to get fired for acquiring Bungie and going games as a service. Right? Because they were very reactive. They were very reactive when it is Microsoft acquired Activision. Right? All the news was shifting to Activision. All the news was making Sony look weak because here we had Jim Ryan flying to all these different courthouses crying and saying they can't do without Call of Duty. Sony looked weak. These guys were telling me that Sony's first party games was the best, but Jim Ryan is across the world crying for Call of Duty. Make it make sense. If Sony games are so strong and so powerful, why was Jim Ryan crying for Call of Duty halfway across the world? That is why Sony looks weak. So after they acquired Activision Blizzard, they were very reactive to grab a Bungie. You know why? Because it looked good and it sounded good. Think about it. PlayStation, the rival of Xbox, just acquired Xbox Pass. One of the Xbox Pass biggest studio, Bungie. It sounded good, but Bungie was like a cancer. It came within, and it started to eat Sony alive.
To say, yeah, this ain't it. And then drop something like Marathon.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Cursing in this. Y'all about to really make me start cursing in this sucker. And Marathon, listen, to any Marathon players out there,
Well, just now we are going to talk about Marathon because I am going to play a video by Paul Tassi afterwards, and he summarizes what really went on with this PlayStation update. Because Marathon, I don't know how they will recover, you know. I don't know how Sony is going to recover from this. Now, I know there were games that launched terribly and eventually they recovered. But the way Marathon is going now, Sony is getting licks coming and going.
To any Marathon players out there, enjoy your freaking game. Again, we are in a time to where, like, bro, at the end of the day, whatever you like playing, play that. F what people on the internet got to say. But what I am saying is you don't put $3.6 billion into a company.
Yeah, he sounds like he have bronchitis. That cough sounds like he have bronchitis, Derisi.
No reason. You put that because you expect like a return on your investment. And what has Bungie done for PlayStation since this acquisition? What has Bungie done to actually help PlayStation?
Nothing.
Because Marathon is not the answer.
Nothing.
Destiny was not the answer. Like, a lot of people thought that they should have just went on to Destiny.
You guys remember when it is a Sony guy told the members of State of Gaming that Bungie, Sony was going to make back the money they paid for Bungie in 11 days? Are you guys hearing me? This brain dead pony said that Sony was going to make back almost $1 billion. Listen to what I'm saying, eh? And I don't think person understand how much is $1 billion. He said that Sony would have made back that $3.6 billion in 11 days. I mean, I know Dreamcast guy was on crack, but this guy? This guy? I mean, this is nuts. But I digress.
But that would have took a lot more time, a lot more cost. So they, put out the Marathon like, here, just take this while, we decide what we want to do. But
yeah. That's true. But to be fair, that same guy thought that you could have landed on a fart. Yes, he believed that you could land on gas planets. So we know he's not playing with a full deck. Come on. My bad. Come on.
But now, because they have not gotten a return on their investment, Sony has recorded a $765 million impairment cost, meaning pretty much their...
So guys, so this was his reaction to hearing this disastrous news about Sony. But the funny thing is that Sony losing all this money because of
acquisition
Bungie,
for what they
was just the beginning of the iceberg this week. This, guys, was just the beginning of the iceberg. Right? Hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button if this is the first time you're here. We are reacting to the week's news. How Sony lost all this money because of Bungie. Bungie did nothing to help Sony out. And guess what? None of the so-called Sony fans are saying anything about it. They are awfully quiet about this entire thing. Something else came out this week. And it's here. Sony sales dropped almost 50%. Are you seeing this, guys? These guys told me that everyone wants a PlayStation 5. They told me in the month of February and the month of March, when it is, they heard that guess what? They heard that the PlayStation 5 Pro was going to get a price hike. They told me that everyone wants a PlayStation. I remember Nib on Twitter clipping different pictures of everyone buying PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro. What happened, guys? What happened to the boom of PlayStation 5 sales that you guys were showing on Twitter? This proves that Twitter is not a real place. Let me just say shout out to Random Commenter. Random Commenter, how you doing, man? Shout out to you. Thank you for being a member for 6 months. Let me see what Random Commenter is saying here. He is saying Bungie gave Sony the clap. And they deserve it. Yes, I believe you. Bungie came into that house and tell Sony, hold on to this.
Oh, good. One. And dog, he ain't getting up.
I mean, how could Sony get a slap in their face? About 4 to 5 teeth out of their mouth, and they're still here saying that Bungie is it? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So let's go on to this news here. So according to this message here, guys, again, shout out to a Random Commenter for being a member for 6 months. Don't forget, guys, you too could become members. If it is you become a member, you get my videos first. Now, look at this here. PlayStation 5 sales drop almost 50% as Sony discusses AI. When Asha Sharma came onto the scene, wasn't everyone saying Xbox is dead because she was an AI person? Where are all the videos on YouTube? Where are all the articles saying that Sony is dead because they are relying on AI? Where is the outrage that Sony is relying on AI? I'm not seeing the outrage as how they gave Xbox. Listen, Sony sold 1.5 million PlayStation 5 systems over the past 3 months. As part of Sony's latest earnings briefing, the company revealed that PlayStation 5 sales are down massively year over year, while management discussed what it believes will be a rosy future for the company thanks to AI-driven efficiency. This year is job cuts. They said Microsoft was getting rid of workers. I expect massive job cuts in some departments of Sony, and that's just the facts, right? In terms of PlayStation 5 sales, Sony reported that it had sold 46% fewer PlayStation 5 units during the fiscal Q4 than it did during the same quarter last year. But, I mean, this is interesting, guys. This is really, really interesting. Didn't Sony have games come out that was exclusive, that overlapped into this fiscal year? Ghost of Yotei, that wasn't exclusive. Why persons wasn't buying the PlayStation 5 for Ghost of Yotei, right? In anticipation for Wolverine, why aren't people buying PlayStation 5s hand over fist? This proves that anyone who says today that exclusive games sell consoles, this proves it. Because Sony is one of the only console, PlayStation is one of the only consoles that have exclusives, and yet the sales fell 46%, right? And remember, to Professor Strong's point, remember the price increase for the PlayStation 5 did not happen as yet. The price increase only occurred at the beginning of April. So no one could say that here what the reason why the sales are so low was because of the price increase. Yeah? Hear what it says. In terms of PlayStation 5 sales, or 1.5, it's down from 2.8 million during the same period. So during the same period, January to March last year, they sold 2.8 million. The PS5 now sold 93.7 million units worldwide, right? So it's very clear that this is crazy. Right now, the PlayStation 5 is down. Downward trends are expected for the PlayStation 5 as system is now 6 years old in the market. That's an excuse. The PlayStation 5 is also more expensive than ever before. This didn't happen till this year's cap. This didn't happen until April, right? Sony blamed the latest downward turn to continued pressure. No, this is cap. Guys, the only how you would see the effects of the price increase to the PlayStation 5 is in the next quarter. So from April to September, that is when you will see the next update. You would see what effects the price increase have on the console. But this one is the kicker here. Those continued pressures, including AI-related impacts on PlayStation business as part of the memory chip crisis affecting numerous companies, not just Sony, right? On the subject of AI, Sony Group President's CEO Tatoki Hiroki said via Variety that Sony sees AI as becoming a powerful tool, but he pushed back against the idea that it would replace humans. Cap, Tatoki, you're capping. It will. For PlayStation specifically, Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Nishino Hideki said, "Our goal is always to be the best place to play and the best place to publish. We see AI as a powerful tool to help us in this mission." There was so much criticism of Asha Sharma. So much criticism. But all of a sudden, it's cool. Now it's cool. AI is now cool because Sony is doing it. You see the hypocrisy? Shout out to South Star Online. Hey, Dolomite, shout out to you. Did I say shout out to Vince? Vince, who else is in the chat I miss, man? Hey, Sagaton, shout out to you, man. Nice to see you in the chat, Sagaton. Rain, I said shout out to Rain. All the guys in the chat, we have over 50 persons here, guys. Do me a favor, it's free. Just hit that like button there for me. Let's see if we can get this stream out to more folks. Hit the like button. Subscribe if this is the first time you're here. Support your boy, show something in the chat, right? So it's very clear that it is hypocrisy in the gaming media that Sony could do AI, but guess what? Not Xbox. And to that point, we saw also that Asha Sharma also, she would have canceled Copilot. Now, to be honest, guys, I don't think Copilot was bad. I mean, having the ability to ask an AI where to go in a game and so forth, if it is you got stuck, I thought it was a cool little feature. But the majority reigns here. The majority of Xbox gamers did not like Copilot. So guess what? The AI past CEO did. She kicked it out. Asha Sharma got rid of AI on Xbox. And Sony is now embracing AI. And there is not one pony out there with this. I mean, these guys, they will defend Sony for anything. Come on, pony, run to the defense. Run to the defense, you ponies. But let's listen to what this guy said, because what he said, he really broke it down for us. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Paul Tassi, right? I'm sure you guys are familiar with Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi had a lot to say, right? Maybe before we tackle Paul Tassi, we could tackle another guy who was saying a lot about Activision, about rather what happened this week with Bungie, right? listen to this guy here, because he also had a lot to say about what happened to Sony. All right, let me bring it up here. Just now, give me a minute, guys. Let me just bring this up here. Share screen. Let me see here. Boom, boom. No, not that. Let me see here. All right. Look at this here, guys.
Sony acquired Bungie for a whopping $3.6 billion. And at the time, it was a decision that raised a lot of eyebrows because while many felt Bungie was worth a lot, $3.6 billion seemed excessive.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward to May of 2026, and it seems as though Sony is starting to question that decision themselves based on recent performance metrics and highlights that indicate a company that was worth nowhere near.
A good leader is able to take, bad leadership and, improve it. Sony did not improve Bungie in the slightest. Bungie has shown itself to be the cancer of Sony, and Sony bought that cancer for $3.6 billion.
As much as that, especially with Marathon's recent performance not having met sales expectations, and Bungie as a studio and their products not performing well enough to currently justify that expenditure. And all of that was reported right here in this FY 2025 or fiscal year 2025 consolidated financial results.
These ponies don't want to talk about these results. I'm not seeing these guys posting up this results like how they used to in prior years. Why is that? Are you ashamed, ponies? Ponies, are you ashamed of your father?
Be 50th. Y'all know y'all gonna have to turn up tonight, right? All right now. Ain't no
Ponies,
party
don't be
like a Diddy
ashamed.
party. Y'all know how y'all was doing it back in 60.
You know you guys are doing it 85, man. You know how you guys was doing it. Listen to this bad report here from Sony.
That highlights multiple facets of Sony, but among the products that were mentioned was, of course,
So Hazard, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, man.
none other than Marathon, as was just the general state of Bungie and where that investment is sitting at. And the headline right now is that Sony is reporting a $760 million impairment loss in relation to Bungie for the fiscal year in the latest financial report.
Yes. So in other words, an impairment loss is basically the value that that Sony thought Bungie was worth. So Sony thought Bungie was worth $3.6 billion. So they basically would have subtracted this $765 million from that $3.6 billion, and they are saying that they are now worth maybe 2-point-something billion. So that's what an impairment cost is.
More specific details are highlighted by Daniel Ahmad here. Sony recorded an impairment loss against Bungie last year for $204 million.
Wait. So last year, they said that they would have decreased the value of Bungie by $204 million. So this quarter, so this quarter, it was $565 million. So every year, Bungie is just going down.
This quarter, it has recorded another $560 million of impairment and loss. And in total, that leads to roughly $7.
You could believe. I am trying to understand who is the person who listened. So you're telling me Bungie told Sony that he was the father and Sony believed it?
When it comes to 4-year-old Mackenzie, Chris, you are not.
Chris, open your eyes, Chris. Open your eyes. Couldn't you see you wasn't the father there? Open your eyes, Chris. How could Sony believe that Bungie was 3.6 billion? I'm trying to understand.
165 to $770 million in impairment loss. Now, what exactly is an impairment
None of your business. Shout out to you, man.
loss? Paul Tassi here explains it aptly, saying that what this means is that they're downwardly adjusting the value of an asset, in this case Bungie, that I think everyone but Sony realized was probably not worth $3.6 billion.
Sony was reactive. Sony was reactive because Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard. They didn't think this deal through. Who will spend $3.6 billion for a company they have no control over? I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying. Sony spent $3.6 billion for Bungie, and they couldn't tell Bungie what to do. They couldn't. Is that the most foolish deal in history? Who would sign a deal like that? Guys, listen to me. I am telling you, not even a crackhead. Not even a crackhead will sign a deal like that. Not even someone on crack would sign a deal like that. I mean, this guy even know a good
I've been
deal.
sober a couple hours now. Going over here to see if this guy wants to borrow my car.
He is going to borrow a car for how much?
$15 or something.
$15.
Damn, I gotta get it.
I gotta get it. So this guy is going to sell his car for $15. He have a better deal than what Sony have here. It's nuts.
This is not lost money in the sense some are thinking of. Sony is a multifaceted company, and overall they had positive earnings results, but Bungie in particular was a big red mark. And the downsizing of Bungie's worth, while it's not a direct loss in the sense of like overall the company's in the red strictly because of Bungie's loss of value is still a loss nonetheless. It means that if they were, say, to sell Bungie right now, then they would be able to sell it for significantly less than $3.6 billion. As Investopedia further explains it here, impairment occurs when an asset's market value drops below its book value. Under GAAP, impaired assets must be recognized.
So I know sometimes when it is you make a deal like this, right? When you make a deal like this, there's something called forecasting, where you can see, where a company is going, right? If it is Sony did any kind of forecasting on Bungie, they would have seen that their games was on a downward decline, right? I mean, don't say downward decline. That's repetitive. Bungie games was on a decline, right? How could Sony spend that amount of money for a company that their games was going down?
As a loss on the income statement. So that's what's happening right now within Sony when it concerns Bungie and its valuation. And what this means is that Bungie's games and products have been woefully underperforming. As Paul Tassi highlights here, this wouldn't be happening if Bungie games were doing great and printing loads of cash. Clearly, they are not. And that was readily apparent from just looking at basic performance metrics for games like Marathon and Destiny 2 through things like Steam charts and Twitch charts that highlight both games bleeding players and them not selling well enough, both in terms of base game sales as well as, monetization.
But they saw it. Sony saw what Destiny was doing, and they could have made an educated guess that right now Destiny ain't hot until we see Destiny could perform like how it used to perform when it just came out. Then we could maybe talk about, a little increase of the value of the company. But they saw this game and this company going down, and they still was willing to pay that $3.6 billion. Crazy, nuts.
Elements to currently highlight a company that's in a healthy state or a studio that is pulling in a lot of money to make that $3.6 billion initial valuation worthwhile. Now, from a statement that Sony provided during that financial briefing, it seemed as though Sony is not quite ready to fully give up on Marathon quite yet. This is the...
Now, AO is saying that the chat has been cope all night. I mean, the chat didn't have to cope. There's no bad news here about Xbox. We are seeing Xbox is on the up and up, and we are seeing that right now Sony is looking like they are on the downward decline. I mean, this is crazy that there are some ponies who are so delusional they can't even see that Sony is doing bad. Is this a win for you here, AO? Is this a win?
Statement that was provided by Sony in regards to Marathon in particular, stating, quote, player reception to Marathon is strong, receiving a Metacritic score of 82 and more than 90% of the player reviews on Steam being positive. Engagement metrics such as retention also remain at a high level. That is not true. While the most hardcore players are sticking around, generally the engagement metrics surrounding this game highlight a consistently downwards trending player base.
It is. Anyone who saw Marathon could see that it's on the downward it's on the decline. Marathon is on the decline. It didn't do well at launch, right? And since then, it has done a horrible job in retaining their players. Did you guys see the player count for Marathon presently? It's down. There's no way to spin it. There's no coping here, right? Marathon is down. Concord failed. Destiny is down, right? They did nothing. Bungie did nothing to make the games as a service push beneficial or profitable for Sony. So you have to accept that L. Is there any pony in the chat? Is there any pony in the chat? You have to accept that L. Right?
You can't do this to me. I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed?
You guys sacrificed you guys money, and you guys still didn't get factions or the games that you guys wanted. This is horrible.
That makes this live service not viable at the current pace and trend that it's going at. The statement continues, going forward, we aim to improve the performance of the game by working to retain highly engaged core users through the introduction of additional content, further improvements in the gameplay experience, and expansion of the user base. But the thing is, with Marathon, it's not enough to just retain the highly engaged core users. What it needs is to draw in new players through the addition of new modes that are more appealing than the current extraction shooter setup that is too hardcore for the masses to engage in for the long term. What Destiny had that Marathon doesn't is a level of variety and density in content that kind of had something for everyone, whereas Marathon is hyper-focused on this one mode.
Marathon in it. They thought Marathon would have been it, but it's not. Right? So, I mean, this week was a horrible week for Sony. Sony not only raised the price of their used consoles, so when you ponies thought that, here, what? You know what? I could go and get a used PlayStation 5 Pro. Nope. That sucker is going up. Yeah. They raised the price of the PlayStation 5 Pro. They raised the price of their consoles, even the refurbished ones, right? So when it is you look at what is happening with Sony, we're seeing that they are just not managing what they have well, right? Console sales are down. Bungie cost them more than $700 million, right? And they are embracing AI. Let me just say that even Marathon is cooked. Vincent Lyon, Marathon is cooked. And right now, everyone is in anticipation for Xbox Helix. Now, if we had more time, guys, I would have shown the GDC presentation. I might come on here sometime this week and show the GDC presentation because there's a lot of nuggets there that Jason Ronald would have shown that we need to hear, right? Let me know if you guys want that. I don't mind coming on maybe either Monday or Tuesday, and we listen exactly what to expect when it comes to the Xbox Helix, because everyone is waiting for this Helix. Now we know that the Steam machine is going to come out soon. It's very interesting to see how Steam would price this machine. I know that the Steam machine is not as powerful as the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5. So let's see what Valve do with this Steam machine. I mean, there's so much news that we couldn't cover tonight. We even saw Nintendo releasing the Star Fox. Everyone would have played the Star Fox before. But, Nintendo should do something a little better with Star Fox. Something new, something fresh with Star Fox. Yeah? I mean, there's so much news to talk about. But guys, we have reached our mark. You know, I like to keep it clean. I like to keep it fresh. Thank you for showing up and showing out today. We had a couple of ponies come in here saying that, the wonderful guys in the chat is coping, but it's very clear that you are coping right now. Ponies in the chat. Microsoft is looking good. Yeah, buddy. Microsoft is looking sweet. Come on. Let's get it. Come on. Yeah. Let's get it. Woo! I go on and on. We have Xbox Helix coming on stream. We have all sorts of things. Asha Sharma is going in the right direction for the most part, for most Xbox fans. Right now, things are looking good, right? We can't wait to see what Microsoft have to show in their E3 presentation. We know they would have a lot of announcements then. And also, we heard news that we would see and hear more about the Xbox Helix in the upcoming weeks. Now, I was going to have Mello on here to talk about the new Xbox experience on the PC, because we have an Xbox mode on PC now that everyone is talking about, right? I'm hearing that this Xbox mode on PC is very clean, it's very smooth, right? Now, I mean, if I could get Mello on or Freddie on to talk about it, that will be good, right? So let's see what happens in this week. So guys, thank you guys for rocking out with me. Thank you guys for showing your support. Everyone who was here, let me just give a last shout out to Mito Lion. Let me get a shout out to Vince, Professor Strong. We can't forget, what name is that? Bay Area. Shout out to you, man. Dolomite. We even had Ayo in the chat, a big pony coping and trying his best to fight for his life. But guess what? You would have to do just like Tim Dog and work for that money, Ayo.
I beg your pardon?
To work for that, Ayo. Let me just say shout out to all the guys who supported tonight, man. We had Bay Area. We had a lot of guys coming. Rain, shout out to you, man. Derizi supported tonight, man. Shout out for throwing something in the chat there. Adidas 20, all you guys who came out tonight and support, shout out to you, man. So let me just say, guys, take it easy. Tomorrow is a Monday again. Look forward to the videos coming up. I put out video after video this week. So I'm going to put on the next video maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday this week. So guys, be safe out there. Don't forget to put God first and mankind or after. And let me just say, all these ponies do is lie. They can't stop lying.
You're lying. Lie, lie.
Lie.
You're lying.
Woo.
That is a lie.
What is a lie?
Where does
God.
go?
Where does go?
Lie, like a lion bites you.
I can't believe Sony believed Bungie when they said they were going to make them billions of
When it
dollars.
comes to 4-year-old Mackenzie, Chris, you are not.
Chris, all you have to do is open your eyes, Chris. Can't you see? Guys, I'm out of there. Peace and love. I'm out.